Guys, it's Alicia. I'm finally back and I'm here to give y'all a Netflix review, but what I'm here is to redo my Netflix review on Cleopatra. I know it was too soon after the Cleopatra docuseries on Netflix came out. And I know a lot of people do have their opinion about the Cleopatra thing. Let me just say, trigger warning, I will be talking a little bit, not all, but a little bit on Cleopatra skin tone. And I will bring up Nefertiti in this because I'm going to bring up an argument. Now, let me just say this out front. If this is not a review you want to see and think, I do have other reviews that you can watch and see. And let me just say, I'm just giving my point of view. This is just my point of view. You can agree with me or disagree with me, but you don't have to attack me on my opinions. Let me get that out of the way. This channel is all about positivity. And I am looking at the situation with half cups, both of 50% cups, halfway full. That's how I'm looking at this thing. So please, if you have nice comments, they are welcome. If they are negative, they are not welcome. So please, if you got some comments to say, please make sure they are positive. Okay, so I just wanted to come and give my overall review of the Cleopatra docuseries. Now, this Cleopatra docuseries is is one of Netflix's newest docuseries, and being is supported and it is executive produced and narrated by Miss Jada Pinkett Smith. Okay. Now, we start off in the first episode of Cleopatra's father's dying. That's where they start off, and then she has to marry her brother, the second heir to the throne. They say it was 2 girls, 2 boys. They say it was 4 kids. But when I went and read up on her a little bit, I am finding, I don't know. Like I said, you might I will give y'all my my searches for it and how I searched everything. But yeah, so it starts from there. And as y'all know, Cleopatra was a scholar. She spoke several different languages and things. And that's something I think all of us know that. But one of the things I feel that a lot of people with this series, they didn't give it a chance. I decided to give this series a chance, and at the end I will tell y'all where I rank this series and think. Okay, so as y'all know, we know the story of Cleopatra. It's a love story. It's a tragedy because she ended up having kids with two different Roman emperors. One was Julius Caesar, the other was Mark Antony. I think she had 3 kids with Mark Antony and 1 with Julius Caesar. That would be her oldest son. And I just feel like I think the story, we have 4 episodes. Let me just get that out the way. 4 episodes. And I really think when you look at it, it's like showing Cleopatra as a woman and thing and everybody. I just feel like when it comes to the Cleopatra, Cleopatra ruled right next to her brother. They and stuff, as we know, it was inbreeding. And like some scholars are still saying, we don't know who her grandmother was or her mother was. So did the inbreeding start with her and her siblings, or did it start with her father and whoever her mother is? So we have to consider that. We don't know, like I said, and in the documentary, they do say, oh, we don't know who her mother is. We don't know who her grandmother is. So you really need to consider that. Okay. Now, and as all of y'all know, when it comes to all with her and her siblings, I think it's 4 or 5 of them. Don't quote me on that, y'all. But for the ones that was mentioned, from her younger brother and her older brother, she had to marry them. I'm going, okay, just a rule. And they just discarded, like, her first brother she married, they discarded her opinion on anything because she knew the guy who helped rule with her father, who helped her father, was very controlling. They wanted to go full force and that wasn't. And so Cleopatra took things into her own hands and did the unthinkable that you have never seen a female ruler would do and stuff. And she, how you say, I want to put this in the nicest way, approached, rolled herself in a rug and presented herself to Julius Caesar and stuff. And that's how we get the relationship. I mean, would I recommend all? I would say if you're a certain age and you know the Cleopatra story, you know certain things about it. And would I recommend this for kids to watch? No, I wouldn't. You have to be at least, I'll say teenage age. I would say at least 15 and older to actually watch the documentary. I'm just saying. Okay, just to educate your kid about Cleopatra. Okay, that's what I'm going to say. Now, let me talk about one of the biggest things that everybody had a problem with this show. Okay, with this docuseries. All right. And what I'm going to say is, this is where the trigger warning is. Trigger warning. Okay, they did talk about her race and stuff, Egyptian. Everybody says she's like Egyptian and she's Greek and Egyptian and thing. And then other people saying, oh, she's black. Okay, this is where I am on the opinion with that. Because I'm thinking about how we was taught in school when they taught us about Cleopatra in school. Think about the quote that was taught to us about Cleopatra when we was in school. And I really want y'all to think that. For anybody who, when y'all was in school, this might not be every school taught it this way, but think about how the teachers delivered what was her skin tone. They will always tell us, she ain't that dark, she ain't that dark as me. They will always say, she ain't that dark, she ain't that dark, she ain't that light. Meaning, she ain't that dark as me, she ain't that light as Britney Spears. Okay, let me just put it that way. Let me use a celebrity for a bit. She ain't that. So that's giving us that she's in the middle. Do I believe the docuseries did something wrong when they cast Etta James as Cleopatra? No, I don't. But hold up, let me explain why. When this is just coming from, because I just feel like everybody needs to open. We don't, like I said, yes, she is Greek, but the pictures of her that we always have seen and think, everybody has always said, oh, she's Greek, she's Egyptian, she's this Moranian, whatever. Sorry, y'all, I'm not going to say the M word because I can't pronounce it, but she's this. But then when half of y'all get mad at the African American community and African American scholars who also claims, oh, she's black as well. Y'all went anti-black. Y'all went anti-black, disputing the claims that. So my thing with it is I'm split down the middle. Yes, I do believe she is Egyptian. That's one. But I'm thinking the possibility she might have, and I just want some of y'all to think about it. Think about this, she might have Saharan African in her. Because I'm thinking, wait, maybe she has Saharan African in her, somewhere distant down the line. And people really don't know that. Okay, I mean, hey, that's that. Then you know that this is actually executive produced by Jada Pinkett Smith. To me, I feel like the only reason y'all are being negative about this, being negative, and I'm saying it, being negative about the docuseries because of Jada Pinkett Smith's connections to it and stuff. That's the only reason I can consider why some of y'all are being negative. I'm being biased on the situation. That's that. Okay. So let's talk about her sister, Asidaway. So as y'all know, Asidaway was also brought up in this thing, like she was outcasted somewhere in the modern day, what we call modern day Turkey, and stuff. She escaped and things, but, and they actually talked about this, that Mark Antony probably, and I'm putting the word probably in there, probably had sent away Cade. Let me just put it that way. Cade. Do I think that's a possibility? Yes. And stuff. So the same thing could be happening to Cleopatra's other two siblings. Her first husband, that was her brother, and then her youngest brother. Okay, do I think certain circumstances something happened to them? Yes, I do. We don't know what happened to them, but I really believe something actually did happen. And it loved Cleopatra. Okay. That is that. Okay, when you think about Cleopatra, like I told y'all, I am bad with pronunciations and I don't want to talk about it, but yes. So we have her first son with Caesar. I am not going to try to pronounce these names because it's 1, 2, 3, 4. When I went back and I looked up her children's names, it's 4 of them. So she had 1 with Caesar and 3 with Mark Antony. Okay. My thing is, okay, that's pretty good. And you know, when she thought something probably would happen to her, she had her kids sent off, but her kids was captured by Octavian. So during this time, when she had her kids, Mark Antony was married to Octavian's sister, Octavia. Okay. Like I said, Cleopatra spoke many different languages. She kind of burnt some bridges at the same time, coming towards the end of the Egyptian war, the Egyptian versus the Roman war, like that. And like all of the Roman Empire was getting all of her allies and that she had burnt bridges with and stuff. Now, it's one thing I couldn't believe Octavian did. Okay. Because Mark Antony was going to have Cleopatra's son to Julius Caesar be recognized as his son. Okay. Now, this is where, when it comes to the children, when I saw this, broke my heart. let's just say, broke my heart when it came to her son with Julius Caesar. Octavian had him killed. Let me just say, had him killed. You had a teenager. He would have been like late teens. Had the only heir of Julius Caesar killed. Cade. And I'm just like, that, whoo. As I'm here thinking about it, I'm like, how could you kill a teenager because of your desire to be on the throne? You decide to kill a teenager. Shame on you, Octavian. So, y'all need to go read up on it. And yeah, he did that. Not only that, he took the other 3 offsprings of Cleopatra and Mark Antony and put gold shackles that was heavy and parade them down the street to Rome, back to Rome. Everybody looked at these kids. They felt bad for them because, to me, when they said that he put them in golden shackles that was heavy and parade them back in the streets of Rome, I think of one word, and it's the first word is child, but the other word is the A. It has an A and a B and an E in it. A at the beginning, a B in it, and the E at the end. Well, that's all I'm going to say about that. Y'all, I was very shocked. After he got through with them, he gave Cleopatra's children, her last 3 children, she had a younger, she had some young twins and another child. She had three kids with Mark Antony, and all 3 of them, guess what he did with them after he was through with having them walk through the parade them through Rome? After he got through with that, he gave them to her. Let me just say, Octavian gave Cleopatra and Mark Antony children to his sister Octavia. And she brought them up. She raised them. Even though that, yes, she raised them after Cleopatra's death. But I really feel like when it comes to Octavia should have said something sooner than allowing her brother to do that, which he did with the 3 youngest offsprings. Let me just put it that way. She should have said something sooner. That's just me. But moving right along, we're going to talk about Cleopatra's we don't know whatever happened to all of them, but we know what happened to one, and that was Cleopatra Helios II. That's one of Cleopatra's twins. She had 2 twins, a girl and a boy, and this is the girl. The girl, when she came to age, she was betrothed to somebody in a higher power and stuff, and went to a throne, and she was a queen at another family. And to give you to say, you see her children, one of her children did survive, and she became a phenomenal queen. We heard she became a phenomenal queen. And then you have to look that stuff up, and that is that. Now let me talk about Etta James. Now, I know a lot of people had a lot of anti-black comments about Etta James betraying Cleopatra. And let me just put my 2 cents on this. This is going to be a little bit, but hey, I don't see a problem with it. Some of y'all might see a problem with it because she's a mixed race woman. Yes, she is half black, half white. I really would thought some of y'all who are Egyptians would have been accepted to her, even though she's a mixed race woman, would have been accepted to it, because we don't know what Cleopatra we don't know what her true skin tone truly looked like and stuff and think. Now, to get me to say this, I really felt like some of y'all prejudged Etta James very harshly, because I feel like when it comes to like somebody posted on Twitter, but it was reposted on Instagram. Somebody posted, why are y'all being so hypocritical when it comes to historical characters that people are portraying in a show or in a movie? Can y'all at least let the actress or actors show their acting ability and judge them based on their acting ability and not the color of their skin? And I actually agree with that person. That's what I was trying to say in the first one since I had to redo this one. All I was saying is, that's what I was trying to say is, can we just judge based on the acting ability and not the color of skin? Yes, I know a historical figure, but how many historical figures has been played by, and no offense, how many black historical characters has been played by, I don't know, Caucasian Americans, and they supposed to be black? Same thing in Marvel Universe. You have a character that has had her gender changed and the color of her and her ethnicity changed. I have done this and stuff, and we need to be very considerate, because to me, I really felt like when it comes to Etta James playing Cleopatra, I feel like they probably didn't pick her based on her skin tone. They probably picked her based on her acting skills. And I'm hoping me coming back and redoing this, and hoping some of y'all understand that this, to me, I really feel like this docu-series was a pretty good series, no matter what anybody else say and stuff, because when it comes to docu-series, and let me just mention some docu-series y'all might want that does give some insight into Cleopatra. To get me before I mention those, let me just say this. I feel like during this whole time, when it comes to Cleopatra and what her skin tone was, everybody has a double standard. Now, the reason I say a double standard is, let me explain. So a couple of years ago, Josh Gates from Expedition Unknown did this Egyptian, did a 2-week Egyptian, on Expedition Unknown, and they was doing Nefertiti. And if y'all remember that reveal of that Nefertiti statue, and I can recall, everybody and their mama in the black community was in uproar saying that is not what Nefertiti looked like. I never once seen any of y'all who are Egyptian come at that time to say anything. Now, because it's Cleopatra and it's this documentary, y'all got a lot of crap to say. So let me ask y'all, is it a double standard when it comes to Cleopatra? When it comes to the skin tone of Cleopatra and Nefertiti, is it a double standard? And I actually did put that on my YouTube channel and on my Instagram. And I put that up and I said, is it a double standard between Cleopatra and Nefertiti's skin tone when it comes to making arguments about it? And a lot of people with astounding 50% says yeah, 50% says yes, 20% says indefinitely, and then another 50% said it's a double standard. But then I got a comment and said, yeah, you're right, it is a double standard when it comes to Cleopatra's skin tone versus Cleopatra's skin tone versus Nefertiti's skin tone. It's a double standard. So now me coming back and redoing this, it's like, I'm just wanted to show y'all that we need to be open to other things that what we are not considering for the Cleopatra story. And the other thing, before I forget, I know this is going to be a long video. And like one of the things I thought that was so interesting, you know, for a long time, everybody have said Cleopatra died from a venomous snake. What is that? What if that is further from the truth, y'all? What if that is further from the truth? Because of her knowledge, her being a scholar, she would know what poisons will, you know, cage her and stuff. But yeah, so I need y'all to understand that part. But let me just give you some of my favorite Egyptian documentaries I really feel like some of y'all might need to go and talk about. One of them about Cleopatra, I love. This was the last documentary my mother got to watch with me before she ever passed away. And my mother passed away in 2019. But this was one of my favorite documentary specials. And this was done on the Travel Channel by Mysteries at the Museum, hosted by John Waltman, and it was called Mysteries at the Museum, Cleopatra. And it was a special, and they literally, they didn't talk about her skin tone. Let me just put that in here. They didn't talk about her skin tone, but they was talking about what she really looked like. So it's in a museum. I can't think which museum. I want to say it's in the Cairo Museum in Cairo, Egypt. Don't quote me on that, but it's a coin, an actual coin of Cleopatra during the time when she ruled, and it shows what she really looks like, what her true attributes, what she really physically looked like. And so now after I saw that one, I'm like, have we been told, have her attributes, what she really physically looked like, was that told in truthfulness, or was that just fabricated by the Roman Empire? Think about it. And something that I remember from this documentary that really had a lot to do with Octavian. And you hear Octavian calling her, no offense, y'all, an African witch. And I'm like, I said, there is no way. It is no way that he said that. Because I literally, when I heard that in this documentary, I had to go back and watch that twice just to make sure I heard that correct. But yeah, I heard that. All right, and then the second documentary I really feel like everybody needs to go and watch is called Cleopatra, the Serial Killer. This is one of my favorite ones, because this does have a lot to do with Cleopatra's sister, Asiloe, because they literally did find Asiloe's body, and they took a little bit of her I hope I pronounced this right, fragments of her body and had it analyzed. I'm not going to give it up. Y'all have to go and watch it. It's, like I said, it's called Cleopatra, the Serial Killer. Now, a recent one that I have started watching comes on the Discovery Travel Channel or Discovery Channel. Don't quote me on it, y'all. But is this one called Egyptian Treasures, where they have a episode all about Cleopatra. And it's all about finding where she was buried at. To get me to say, maybe Mark Antony or Cleopatra wasn't even buried in a tomb. Because I'm finna tell y'all why I feel like maybe Cleopatra and Mark Antony maybe wasn't even buried in a tomb. And I know some of y'all gonna say, please, what you're talking about. So if any of y'all grew up to Xena the Warrior Princess or Hercules the Legendary Journey, I know if you remember that show, anytime they had like funeral scenes in there, they literally would burn the body for the go to the heavens. If you think about it, they would burn the body to go to the heavens, to get me to think, the Romans had possession of Mark Antony's body, that's one, and had possessions of Cleopatra's body. So could they have had a funeral, like I mentioned from Xena and Hercules, where they burnt the body? We don't know. We don't know. Like I said, we don't know. And we need to consider it and think. But like I said, we do have a lot of they do have a lot of betrayals in movies of Cleopatra. But to me, and this is probably just me, I really feel like the betrayal of Cleopatra, I feel like one of the best betrayal of Cleopatra, and I don't know if everybody would agree with me, will come from Xena the Warrior Princess. I think everybody remembers Xena Warrior Princess, starred Lucy Lawless and Lucy Lawless and Renee O'Connor. Written by Ted Remy, and he also starred in it as well as Joxer the Mighty. just that, okay? And I can't remember, I think it was like the 4th or 5th season, don't quote me, but I think it's on the 4th or 5th season that Xena goes and aid Cleopatra. And my best memory of the best portrayal of Cleopatra would have been by Suits actress Gina Torres. Gina Torres, for a couple of years, she appeared off and on Xena and Hercules. But her portrayal of Cleopatra is, I think, is the better depiction of her. So, y'all, let me hear from y'all. Do y'all agree with me? And now finally get where I'm coming from when it comes to Cleopatra. And do y'all agree that it is a double standard when it comes of talking about Cleopatra's skin tone? All right, y'all, I'm Alicia. Don't forget to thumbs up this video, comment below, and subscribe to my